I want to tell you a story. You're probably not going to believe me, but I found life among the stars. Let's back up a bit. One night, I was sitting in my room listening to the satellites through my computer. Out of nowhere, I heard it. A cry for help. Attached were coordinates to where the signal was coming from. Hearing these cries, I knew what I had to do. I had to go to space. I made sure to document my findings, so don't worry. You'll get to hear everything that happened. It's a journey you won't want to miss, so stay tuned. Day 1 in space. It's beautiful. Getting to experience the wonders of space for the first time is truly amazing. All the colors you get to see, the free floating feeling, it's all one of a kind. Traveling through the stars is incredibly surreal, and while the journey started out peaceful, that's not how it stayed. Shortly after leaving Earth, I encountered an asteroid field. It was dense, with rocks everywhere. With all the asteroids around, there was way too many close calls. I was convinced that we weren't even going to make it through originally and that this whole mission was going to be a bust. With just enough luck, I managed to pull through with only minor damages. I'm still following this call for help. I wonder where it'll lead. Day 3 in space. I made it. The coordinates they gave me led to a beautiful planet. It looked as if it was stuck in an eternal sunset. The soft orange light of the sun grazed over the beautiful landscape. In the sky, you could see stars and constellations behind soft blue skies. Looking around, the landscape was beautiful. Trees that towered high, such beautiful leaves, hills that just rolled on for miles and miles. Looking around, there didn't seem to be any aggressive animals. It was pure peace up here. As beautiful as everything was up here, though, I heard voices, and they told me my answers would be much deeper. The echoes told me that I needed to look deep underneath the surface, where things weren't as serene. Day 4 in space. I heard this strange voice in my head yesterday. It was telling me to go below the surface, and that's where I'd find my answers. Today, I found a cave opening and went inside. The cave was filled with stalagmites and streams of water, similar to something you'd find on Earth. Despite being underground, the cave was lit with a soft blue light. The deeper I went, the more I wondered what I would find. Who called me out here? Why would they need me to go down here? The soft blue light of the caves led the way as I traversed rocky terrain and tight ledges. I found a small opening that led to an open space as large as a cathedral. The sheer scale left me in awe as I began my search. After hours of searching, I found something. Day 4 in space. Log 2. I've been searching for hours in this cave, but I found something. There's walls in here with hieroglyphs. These don't look like anything I've seen before. Looking at the wall, I realized they're hieroglyphs telling a story of an alien race. They look like they were thriving and made a colony here underground. Were they the ones that called for help? As I followed the markings, I found an orb. I picked it up, and before I knew it, it activated. It wasn't just an orb. It was a hologram. A hologram that was left behind by the people that used to live here. Day 4 in space. Log 3. I found hieroglyphs that led me to an orb with a holographic message. It was hard to make out at first what was being said. I didn't speak the language they communicated in. However, When I picked up the orb again, it scanned me. I think it detected my language, because now the message spoke English to me. The message was from one of the aliens who lived here. He said he was the one that sent the cry for help and the coordinates. He then explained their species was at risk, and that they had to flee to another planet to be safe. He showed the coordinates, and where to find them as they'd probably be long gone before help arrived. With the new coordinates, I made my way back up to the surface to take off. Day 5 in space. I landed on this planet looking for answers, but I only walked away with half of them. I started to take off from the planet and make my way over to the planet I was given coordinates for. However, just after takeoff, an asteroid collided with my ship. There was too much damage to move. The engine was damaged from the outside. I realized the only thing to do was fix it before we fell back down to the planet. So I put on my spacesuit and went for a walk. With floating debris everywhere, it was incredibly dangerous. But I had to fix the ship if I didn't want to be stranded. Somehow, I managed to fix it. And getting back inside my spaceship, I was ready to head off and continue my journey. Day 8 in space. I finally reached the planet where they said they'd be. What I wasn't expecting was to land on a frozen wasteland. Spires of ice towered above me. The wind blew incredibly strong. It was hard to believe there was any life on this planet. That was until I heard the roars of a creature in the distance. It was a real shock to me that there was anything that could stay alive here on the surface, let alone something that sounded angry. I knew I better move if I didn't want to be hunted, so I began my journey looking for any clues that I could find as to where this species went. Day 8 in space, Log 2. I landed on a frozen and desolate wasteland in search of an alien race that needs help. While searching the planet, I found more hieroglyphs. It was incredibly hard to make sense out of them, with a giant blizzard constantly blocking my vision and making it hard to move. I began a mission of finding them amidst the roaring blizzard. These markings led me on a rough journey through caves and up mountains. After hours of searching, I came across a giant stone door in a mountain. Carved into it were statues, like the alien who recorded the holographic message for me on the previous planet. I knew this was the place. Once reaching the door, I had to find a way in. There wasn't an obvious way to get in, but eventually I was able to pry the door open. I found a way inside. I want to tell you a story. You're probably not going to believe me, but I just returned from space. I saw the beauties of the universe and the cosmos. I saw the horrors of them too. I went out looking for answers, and I got them. I went from planet to planet looking for an ancient race, looking for any answers for possible life among the stars. And I found my answer. If I were to take away anything from this journey, it's just how small we are in a vastly large universe. I traveled days from one planet to another. I saw wonders beyond my comprehension. And after all this, I can't explain exactly how I managed to do it. I decided to make an album of my journey through deep space and share it with all of you. And I hope that, for years to come, my story lives on, and you all are able to hear it.